Birmingham, being a diverse city of multicultures, needs a variety of housing to home everyone. Birmingham began as an industrial city and then developed into a large modern city. With this came new housing functions due to changing requirements. Edgbaston was developed as a housing estate for the elite of Birmingham in the early 19th century. It was developed by the Calthorpe family, who controlled who they gave leases to ensure it remained an exclusive area. They wanted to create a green area that was mainly residential, so avoided giving leases to people wanting to use land for industrial purposes. In the 1870s, Farquar Road began to be developed and continued to do so with a housing boom in the 1890s. This is an example of how an area developed with a function in mind. This picture of a typical house from Farquar Road shows that the area has remained with a similar function. The houses are all large and built in the arts and crafts style typical of the 1890s, when this area was built. The houses may have remained as residential dwellings due to the close proximity of the train station to the area. The houses around here are large and very lavish, and most likely because the commuters have high-paid jobs and are able to afford it. Although the 19th century buildings were regulated to allow only a certain type of building to be built, this no longer happens. As a result, in Edgbaston, houses such as the ones in this photograph are of a very different style. Despite their social housing appearance, they are privately owned. These houses do not fit the function of early Edgbaston in the 19th century, as they are not huge houses built in the arts and crafts style for the elite of society. In today's society, however, they do have a clear function of dwellings.
As this house does not fit with the typical housing style convention, we decided to show it to the people on the streets of Birmingham. Again, we asked people what the function of the building was to see if anybody would actually say that it was a house.
Is it all people though? Eh? For all people to live in?
Honestly? Right, that's family accommodation. Row of terraces, basically new build or newish built terraces. No.
The old people's flats at home.
Right?
Yeah, sheltered accommodation, that.
Like with the workers' homes in Bourneville, most people seem to think that these buildings are sheltered accommodation or a form of old people's home. These findings seem to suggest that low-level, elongated buildings are associated with elderly or incapacitated people. Therefore, this form of building does not necessarily fit its function.